First Friday is the first one of 2024. We have a great show lined up today with, well, one of my favorite people, Rusman Lawan from Indonesia, we've known him so many years, and he's got lots of incredible things on his plate. We'll hear about him. He's very involved with the construction of the new capital city of Indonesia. And then we have Paweł Boleza from Poland, and he's an architect. And both of them will be speaking about sustainability, global initiatives, which is, of course, a very, and in particular with climate change, which is a very hot topic, of course. And for me, especially since I live sea level on both sides. Anyways, we're going to start with Paweł, and everyone that's coming in, welcome, welcome. Write your names in the chat. Tell us who you are. Give us your contact information. And Paweł, why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself? And I know you're an architect, but not much more. I know that you were a part of the a global initiative, a committee, a congress in Hawaii, which is where some of us met you. So hello,
yeah,
welcome.
Edwina did meet me actually in person. I was invited by Bill Ansley, who actually presented great course of building resilient communities. We did in Honolulu. It was 2-day workshop actually, with plenty of great explanation of each SDG goals, which actually doesn't happen, very often. Plenty of people talk about it, but don't involve in understanding each of these points directly. So I'm kind of on the edge of architecture and also understanding of sustainability. I do educate real estate developers in Poland and in Europe. Usually, I did study into exchanges in United States, in Detroit and Stanford. That's why probably I'm a little bit more connected with United States. But I'm super happy to have an opportunity of cooperation with some firms based in the US as well. So hopefully as we talk about climate changes, I believe it's one of the crises that influences all of us and all of the time zones and climate zones. So we are all together connected, and I will talk about it as well on my presentation a little bit to get the bigger scope why. The thing that I do here in Poland is important for you guys in the United States, for example.
So do you have a presentation you want to show us?
Yeah. So I'm
okay.
starting.
Paweł, you notice my last name is Polish, but
do you see my screen? It should be.
Yes,
actually...
we do. Perfect.
Wait a second. All right. So the title of my presentation is Sustainable Innovation Solutions as a Response to Climate Change. So why innovation in general is important? It is important because we ask questions. The questions in design ratio, in design process are very important, because the more questions you ask, the better design is, the more target you can design things to the special need. And you can see on this screen Joseph Monnier, who actually was a French gardener, and he developed actually the reinforced concrete plenty of years ago, just for another need that construction is, but also for the pots for the flowers, because he had a problem with the winter time when they were cracking. The innovation is important in design, because daily I'm designing buildings in Europe. Here you can see some of my projects. I do some adaptive reuse. I do prefab modularity buildings, and also I do cooperate with some startups who are interested in something new, sustainable. It's really hard actually to bring something really sustainable in a way of responsibility, global responsibility. I'm sorry a little bit for my voice, but I got ill today, and I was actually talking with the organizers, maybe not to postpone it, but I really wanted also to get it done.
Thank you for that. Probably a lot pretty.
So when I was when I was in my 12 years experience in architecture, I was trying to get to work with so many technologies to understand which technology can correspond the best to the site that I get. So my client comes up with the site, with the area, and he asks me sometimes, what technology should we pick? it's usually economical responsibility or decision, but also sometimes, especially nowadays, when you decide for the timber structures, for example, it's not the value doesn't come from the very beginning of the decision, right? Sometimes the steel structures may be more economic, like reliable instead of timber ones. So I was working with probably 14 different technologies. And also I was invited by one of the biggest companies in Poland to design the first 3D printed building. And why I'm talking about it, it's not super sustainable. Like they talk about fast printing, about more production, bigger growth. But actually, I was also experimenting with super natural raw materials like hempcrete, which is hemp with natural clay, or strawberry, which is just straw, which is like pushed and squeezed between of the timber pillars. Or we were designing the pavilions on the beach coast out of recycled materials. So out of these three different sectors that present plenty of innovative different technologies, I am for now, for today, 100% sure that this privilege that I could talk with the clients about these natural materials and solutions are the most responsible and reasonable for the future development goals in Europe and in entire globe, in my opinion. Also, like we did have this discussion in Honolulu, why hempcrete, because it's termites proof. So in plenty different climates, we have another solutions. I was involved in education, in designing plenty of sustainable guidelines for real estate developers. We did co-write 2 books. And why is it important? Because nowadays everyone tells about BREEAM, about LEED, about certification. And in my opinion, plenty of projects which are just glass aquariums for offices, which are completely neglected out of any shadow, so they overheat easily. We obviously design as architects and other MEP designers plenty of HVAC or let's say MEP solutions, but it's also overheating. But it's like plenty of these solutions bring a lot of complicated problems like birds collisions. And we were writing guidelines for that because just in Chicago, one building can kill over thousands of birds, right? So no more super glazed buildings, please, because it's just overheating and it will be a huge problem for the future generations. And I wanted to mention one book, which is one of my favorite books out of sustainability. It's Buckminster Fuller. Probably some of you guys did know him. He did found the geodesic dome, the most sustainable and light structure in the world. And he did write this book about the spaceship Earth, the thing that I mentioned on the very beginning of the meeting, that we are all together gathered on the one actually closed, let's say, home, right? Is our home. And we are all like breathing the same air, we are all drinking the same water, it's all connected. So no matter happens in Africa, it just touches us faster or later. And any decision that we come up with on our design process or business process or in general life process should be based on the radical responsibility, because it's a slide which comes up from the possibility management and shows that nowadays most of our culture is based on the taking. We are focusing on just ourselves and on the very short term, let's say, growth and income. And if we look for the future income, like timber structures or timber buildings or even timber skyscrapers, they are not very valuable for now on the very beginning, but for the future they will be way easier to readapt or regenerate. And there is amazing report from 70s, which is called Limits to Growth, created by MIT some scientists. And they created the graph, which actually shows that very soon we will be in a moment which is actually terrifically important, because the resources, the resources, different resources, like building resources, building materials resources, can be finished, and then the population is still growing. So we will meet the problem of the we will meet many different, plenty of problems. So it will actually occur future another like crisis, not just climate change, because they are all connected. And one of the solutions for that is material as a service, the renewables that comes up from the new business models, not just focus on the one, let's say, single-use materials, but they can be, the buildings can be designed as a building materials with material passports. And we do start the way of thinking about future building and development in this special new way of thinking. We do think about any timber beam or column as a future puzzle for the future buildings. And also we do start to think about natural materials that may be compostable after all in the future, after waste, after being waste. And also the last thing that I want to encourage you, because I do see that I'm ending up with the time, is observing what every of us can find out in the historical buildings, historical culture, historical know-how of their own area, of their own continent, because there's plenty of solutions that are amazing. There are plenty of solutions that were developed for generations, and we do not just treat it seriously. And there are plenty of great solutions that can be adapted for the new buildings. For example, on the left side, we can see the very historical building from Poland that has very small openings, and the wall is painted very, very dark. So it is overheating during the winter, during the harsh winter. But when it's a sunny day during the summer, the foliage and like herbs are giving the shadow to this, let's say, dark wall. So it's actually not overheating, but it's very cold. The same, I was talking about Hawaiian solutions, that if you go to any kind of open air museum, you can find out the bamboo joints and something like that, which obviously are amazing, but we really, in my opinion, have to look for to develop the future of the sustainable architecture. Thank you very much, guys, for introduction and your attention.
Thank you. Thank you, Pavel. I had a couple of questions when you were saying you were using building materials out of hemp and then the compressed what was it, compressed straw and everything. Are these created as SIPs, as structural insulated panels that are kind of modular housing, or how are they prefabricated? Are they prefabricated, or are they how do you go about using that in construction?
They might come up as a prefab, or they might come up as a on-site, let's say, development. So actually, both of these structures that you see, the timber structure was developed on site, and then it was filled later. But it also can come up with the modular buildings, which actually is way better for straw bale, because when straw bale gets wet or any moisture, it starts to it can get and future, let's say, problems with moth or something else. Hempcrete is it is maybe not waterproof, but it can dry and nothing happens with this, because limestone gives the fireproof conditions to the hemp fire and to the hemp fiber, sorry. And so actually it can get wet and it can get dry in the future. A little bit, obviously. If it stay in water, it can be problematic. But I know that in the United States there are plenty of companies that actually make prefab SIPs elements that can be delivered, and the house could be constructed in a few hours.
I'm very familiar with them because I'm going to be developing here in the Virgin Islands on Water Island, and one of my friends in South Florida, it's a company called Innova, and he's an award-winning company that makes SIPS panels, but outside is magnesium-based concrete. You know, and so for instance, in the case of your straw bale, if you had an outside, like a magnesium-based concrete, is fire resistant, mold resistant, wind resistant, because we have a big issue with hurricanes here, obviously. But I'll be happy to put you in touch with them if you're ever interested. So,
Very interesting. So actually, if you see also architectural decisions are important, because in straw bale, you need the bigger cantilever to cover it, right? For example.
yes.
And these are like small things that you just have to question yourself every time that you are delivering some solutions. What is best for these solutions for this client?
Yes, exactly. Well, wonderful. Thank you very much for coming on the show, and we all hope you feel better.
I
Maybe you
will
need.
I will listen to the end of the
Okay,
presentations,
good.
and I will
Wonderful.
stay with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pavel. Okay, well, I wanted to take a quick moment because I wanted to mention that we have someone on the show that she's with the Miami Association of Realtors, and last time she also asked me to mention it, and it's our I believe it's Arlene Davis Stagel, and there's a show in Dubai, a Congress that's February 26th to 29th, which is a joint effort between the Miami Association, the Florida Realtors, and one more. But anyway, she's going to write it into the chat, so I'm just announcing that that's something that's an initiative, and many of those same members are members of FIABCI, so you'll see a lot of our friends there. Okay, moving on, let's go to Rusman. Hello, Rusman.
Yes, it's going to be midnight. But I'm still awake.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Okay. So nice meeting you all again. So
everything's great here. I know it's early in the morning for you over there.
yeah, I'm inside with my pajama actually. Pajama to sleep. Okay, so yeah, so I'm a FIABCI board member, a FIABCI international board member, and currently a president of Asia Pacific. I have a developer background, and also investment advisory. But today I will use my another hat. So I'm a special advisor to the Ministry of New Capital City officially, and I'm in charge of this regional economic development and also partnership zone. So Pavel, just now you mentioned about the technicals, how to turn one city into green and smart. So you have a playground. I will show you our playground that need this kind of material, because in Asia we do have a lot of invention, like you know that we are using also one material from the plantations called kanaf. We use the fiber. The fiber can be used like insulation, can be the core of the plantation could be used as the prefab, and also the fiber could be used as the either automotive bumper and also all this structure of the car today. So it's very interesting. But next time I will show you, because I don't prepare for that. So I will show you the video about the project of the New Capital City. The government project just launched 3 years ago, but just started 2 years ago because of COVID. This is about 33 billion project in the world, the second largest after the NEOM. So it's under construction now. Let me play the video and
let's
you take a look.
Backtrack a second. So let's give a little background. So Indonesia, Jakarta is the capital of Indonesia, and it's one of the most densely populated cities in the world. And so Indonesia has decided many years ago with long-term planning to construct a new city, a new capital city on the island of Borneo in East Kalimantan. And this gives them the opportunity to create a truly sustainable city just right from the bat, because everything is being planned, you know, and it's a brand new city. So this is why this is so exciting. Now, Rusman, does the Indonesian government is going to be funding how much of they're doing infrastructure? Is that correct?
Yeah.
About
so,
20%?
Government just provide 20% for basic infrastructures, but 80% will become from either local or maybe a foreign investor. So now it's going on. The palace is going on. Foreign Ministry office is going on. 20,000 unit of government housing is going on. Next year, when our 7th August of our Independence Days, we will officiate the palace of the president palace with the Garuda shape, the bird of Garuda, our symbol. So hopefully after this you can have, because this is very important, because not only a project but also a showcase for you, for the world to perform, to display your project here, so to be smart and sustainable development. Okay, so let me play the video, right?
Indonesia's new capital city aims to become the world-class city for all. It will be constructed on 256,000 hectares of land in East Kalimantan, a strategic and geographical center of Indonesia. A new sustainable innovation center that will create a tri-city ecosystem. Globally connected and locally integrated super hub that will drive economic growth and strengthen domestic value throughout Indonesia. We are committed to building the new capital in the most sustainable way. A city that embodies identity, socio-cultural character, and the uniqueness of our nation. The wheels of our future economic growth, which is accelerated by innovative clusters. The center for all roles: government, business, education, offices, industry, agriculture, research, and ecotourism, and other supporting sectors. And in its core, we are laying the foundation to reimagine the capital city by designing a 10-minute city that connects people to destinations and facilitates access to mobility. By fulfilling 100% of future renewable energy needs. By building smart and sustainable homes, workspaces, or streetscapes. By building a resilient, circular water and waste management system. By utilizing technology-based telecommunication and information. By developing a green and smart government area center designed to be sustainable and walkable. The new capital is projected to have a population of 1.7 to 1.9 million people in 2045. Some stages of the development are still in progress. But we believe we'll achieve our goals to become a city where the communities and nature thrive, to be the world's leading city for innovation and livability. Indonesia, a world-class city for all. Reimagine new capital city. Reimagine Indonesia.
Yep.
Indonesia.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, so the projected date is for 2045, Rusman?
Yeah, because it's big city, right?
1.9
Yeah, we have
1.9
2 years
million
plan.
people.
Yeah, we have 2 years plan. We have 5 years plan. We have 10 years plan. 20 years plan. Okay. But currently we have 200,000 people because it's not a new settlement. It's already there. A lot of farmers
Yeah,
already
this is
there.
a city
And
of 3 million, 3 million already, no?
no,
I saw in an
200,000,
article
yeah.
that our Ciputra, that our world president's company is developing like 300 hectares, is that right? Of housing?
Yeah, they are aiming for golf resort, but we do have a lot of interest. And the good thing is we already have a signed agreement with Stanford. They are doing the R&D center is there, Stanford, and also a lot of companies like Hyundai. They're doing smart city because only EV car allowed in the city. Okay, we only use green energy. EV car, everything is green. There are 5 characters of the city: is smart, green, sustainable, resilient, and technology advanced. I will show you some presentation, just quick. Sorry, just a quick one. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
But,
this is it.
I guess for our viewers also, in what sectors because I know they're looking for about 80% foreign investment to build the city. So what sectors, I mean, every single sector, no? Good
Yeah,
for
yeah,
people that
everything
want
is
to
happening
invest.
because I will show you we have a lot of how come I'm trying to share a screen. Okay.
It's there, it's shared.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what we call we have we Escop is going to be a smart, green, beautiful, and sustainable, right? And also, as you mentioned just now, we are trying to change the orientation and not Java centric because a lot of people living in Java, 120 million people, and it's too heavy. And Jakarta also too heavy. We try to move the burden to outside Jakarta, and also the most important is to accelerate the spread of economic wealth to the east region, because currently Java and Sumatra and the west side, the GDP is about 80%. It's not fair. So we want to make a balance like at least 60-40. So this is the vision the visions. We have 8 nations capital development principle. We have 24 KPI indicators that's going to be make it green and sustainable. So this is it. We have there's 8 principles that we can declare as a world-class city for all. So this is the parameter. So this is done by McKinsey. Vivian is not just we just created, because we do have a lot of consultants from McKinsey. So
You have a lot of what? I'm sorry, you have a lot of what? Can you repeat that?
we use McKinsey. Yeah, McKinsey.
McKinsey. Oh, I see, the panels.
Yeah,
well,
the world class.
So if people want to, so you are a contact, since you're a special advisor, if people of our audience and FIABCI members want to inquire, they should contact you, correct?
Yes. So we have a lot of opportunity to invest either in a technology, in this kind of commercial development, university, of course, because it's all diplomatic compound will be there in the next 2 years. So a lot of embassy have to move here, including US. So this is it. This is located between Samarinda and Balikpapan. It's located between 2 big cities. So in the middle of the city, is very green and very green city, because out of 256 hectares, we just developed 25%, 25% of it. So imagine that you are green office, you are riding a bicycle, you can see orangutan and the gang there. Okay, say hello, Vivian. Okay,
so the total investment to build is expected to be about $35 billion. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's around that. Yeah, correct. It's around that. So now we are going to develop the core government core city first, like 5,600 hectares. So we call it the forest city and strong city. So these 2 concepts combined together. Okay. You see, we have 12% open space. And also we have a cluster of this plantation for the crops as well, 10%.
And so
This
of
is,
all the people in Jakarta, who gets to move to who gets to
so
move to
government,
the new capital city?
Vivian, no worry, we have a lot of people. We have almost 300 million people, so it's nothing to do. So
Oh, I
we
know.
have
So,
studied,
so what
yeah.
happens to Jakarta? What happens to Jakarta afterwards? I guess
Okay, I
I'm
tell
kind of
you,
curious. What's going to happen
within,
to Jakarta afterwards,
yeah,
and who gets to
within,
chooses who
yeah,
goes to the new city?
yeah. Within 2 years, there will be
A lottery.
400,000. We have 400,000 officials going to move to Nusantara. Okay, 400,000 people. It means the being family, more or less 1.2 million people. I think we can achieve with the locals population plus 1.2 million people. I think we easily can achieve 2 million people within 5 years. Not need to wait until 20 years. Okay, so we have studied saying that even we move 400,000 for 1.2 people from Jakarta to Nusantara, the traffic in Jakarta only lasts 3%. So it's
Yeah,
not going to
exactly.
because a lot of people still want to use Jakarta as a hub. Jakarta is too strong. It won't be. Jakarta is going to be New York. It's grow as a commercial financial hub, tourism hub. Okay, while the Nusantara will be like your Washington DC. We copy from US. Really. We learn from US. We learn from Canberra. We learn from Sejong City. So this is how we did.
Well, the important thing is that Nusantara will be a like a project that will inspire many other countries and will be a testing place for all of these new
that's actually my job because that's actually my job because my job is create the regional development economic development in the region in Borneo because Borneo comprising of three countries, Vivian. One Indonesia, the second one is Malaysia, the third is Brunei. So my job is how to connect with them with putting Nusantara as a super hub. Then there will be our hub economy and the whole Borneo will be grow faster with the Nusantara as a spearhead. And the good thing is under Asian Association of a Southeast Asian country, we are going to launch Borneo Economic Community. Borneo Economic Community. So it's going to be something like mini EU in the region. So comprising of
Borneo is a huge island too. It's not like it's
So we are going to create launch one platform called Borneo Economic Community. I'm in charge for that.
Okay. So Rusman, stop sharing your screen real quick, and so we can say goodbye to our audience. It's been great seeing you. Oh, Karen Smith, you're just arriving. Oh, for anyone that's missed the show or arrived late, or you want to see it afterwards, don't forget that you can always find it on YouTube or on the FIABCI USA News Facebook page. So it's been great to be with you. All of you, if you need a break from your cold weather, come on down. You see that sailboat behind me? Oops, the other side.
Yeah, if you are
Serena, you can come and charter a sailboat here, a 63-foot sailboat here in the Virgin Islands. I would love to welcome you all here. Get out of that cold weather. And anyways, see you next month in February. Bye, Alina. Bye, everyone. Great to see everyone.
Yeah, if you have any further question, you can just ask Vivian to contact me, okay, through Vivian. Okay.
Yes, exactly. You can always ask me, and I have a direct line to my brother, to my hermano Rusman Lawen in Indonesia.
Yeah. Muchas gracias.
Great to see you all. Happy New Year.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Bevel. Thank you, Edwina, for putting me in. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Bye, everyone. Happy New Year.
Listen, thank you.